Alright, let me hit you with a harsh truth. Your high school diploma? It's not enough to prepare you for adulting in the real world. Shocking, right? You probably thought that once you graduated, you'd have all the skills you needed to thrive in a job, right? Well, spoiler alert, you don't. Things like time management, financial literacy, and the basics of how to not get completely overwhelmed by your email inbox, yeah, schools don't really teach those things. Today, we're diving into 8 job skills schools refuse to teach that you're gonna have to figure out the hard way unless, of course, you watch this video. Let's talk about how you can stop struggling and start thriving. Ready? Let's get into it. 1. Financial literacy, the money myth. Alright, let's start with a classic, financial literacy. Did your high school teach you how to budget? No? Well, welcome to adulthood, where the struggle is real. Here's the thing: is schools taught you algebra, great, but they didn't teach you how to save, budget, or even avoid the deep hole of student loans. If you're still learning the difference between credit cards and debit cards, you're not alone. But this skill? It's a game changer. So, here's the deal. Step 1, start budgeting. Now, I'm not saying you need a fancy Excel sheet, though if you're into that, cool. Start with the 50/30/20 rule. 50% for needs, like rent and groceries. 30% for wants, treat yourself, just don't go overboard. And 20% for savings and investments. That's it. Keep it simple. You'll start to feel like an adult who can actually manage money instead of one who's constantly Googling how to get rich quick. For example, if you're making $2,000 a month, that's $1,000 for your essentials, $600 for fun stuff, and $400 to stash away. Simple, right? This helps you avoid that whole paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle. 2. Trades and vocational careers. Why college isn't the only option. Here's another thing schools don't teach you. There are other career paths besides go to college and get a degree. If you don't want to end up buried in student debt, it might be time to consider a trade. Trades like plumbing, carpentry, or even coding. Some of the highest paying jobs out there require specialized knowledge, but not a 4-year degree. Step 2, research. Seriously, check out apprenticeship programs or online certifications. You'll be surprised by how many high-paying careers you can start without a massive student loan bill hanging over you. For example, did you know plumbers can make up to $60,000 a year, and coders can break into the $80,000 range without needing a fancy 4-year degree? Sometimes the best way to earn big is to work with your hands, not your head. Consider that next time you're signing up for 4 more years of "I hope this works out." 3. Adaptability. Change is the only constant. Next up, adaptability. In school, you had that one textbook you'd always study from, right? Now, in the real world, things change every day. Suddenly, you're expected to learn new software, juggle more tasks, or handle a curveball from your boss. Adaptability is everything. Step 3, embrace change. The key here is to stop freaking out when your tasks or responsibilities shift. The more flexible you are, the better you'll be at handling new situations. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're managing a project, but suddenly your boss asks you to shift direction. Instead of losing it, adjust. Use time blocking for your tasks instead of multitasking. It's more effective, and you'll feel in control. Instead of trying to juggle 5 different tasks at once, allocate specific times to them. Let's say you're working from 9 to 11 a.m. on one task, and 1 to 3 p.m. on another. Focus on one thing at a time, and you'll be more adaptable when changes come your way. For public speaking, talking to people without dying of anxiety. How many times have you been in a meeting, and your brain is like, "I know the answer, but I'm too nervous to speak up"? Yeah, public speaking is a skill school just don't cover enough. The result? We freeze up when it's time to speak. Step 4, practice. Start small, talk to a friend about your ideas, then a small group, and then work your way up. The key is to practice until it feels natural. You can also use techniques like deep breathing or the power pose to calm your nerves before speaking. Public speaking isn't a talent, it's a muscle. The more you work it, the easier it becomes. Next time you need to give a presentation or speak up in a meeting, practice a few deep breaths and stand tall. You'll feel more confident. Try it. 5. Time management. Stop waiting until the last minute. Time management. Why is it that we only remember to study 5 hours before the test? Yeah, we all know how that ends. Step 5. Stop procrastinating by using time blocking. Set dedicated times for tasks so you don't get distracted by Netflix or random YouTube videos. Ahem. Use tools like the Pomodoro technique to break down tasks into chunks and take breaks to recharge. Here's how it works. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Work your butt off for that time. Then take a 5-minute break. Repeat. Trust me, you'll accomplish way more in a focused 25-minute session than you will trying to multitask. And you'll still get your Netflix break after. 6. Legal knowledge. Don't let your rights be a mystery. Let's talk about legal knowledge. It's not glamorous, but knowing the basics, like your rights as an employee or how to use contracts, can save you from some serious headaches later on. Step 6. Learn your rights. Websites like LegalZoom or even local workshops can teach you the basics. Knowing how contracts work, your rights as a consumer, and employee protections are must-haves. For example, are you getting paid fairly? Do you know your rights around vacation time or workplace harassment? Understand the basics of contract law so you don't get stuck in bad deals. Knowledge is power, my friend. 7. Patience. Stop expecting instant gratification. Patience is something you absolutely need at work. But let's be real, when everything in our lives is instant thanks to technology, waiting feels like torture. Step 7. Learn to sit with boredom. Instead of checking your phone every time you're waiting for an email or response, do something productive like reading a book or organizing your workspace. Try using boredom as a trigger to